Hi, Thomas. How are you going today?
I'm great. Thank you, Dharam. Good to see you again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for coming back. Now it's getting into the 51st podcast. I never counted, but now realizing that we have done 50 of them and still more topic to come.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about another interesting topic, and it's actually is a hot topic, artificial intelligence. What and how it's going to help project managers to do their job better. So that's what it is. Today my question is why artificial intelligence for project management is going to be a game changer, ultimate game changer. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think it's not ultimate. There will be other game changers, and there are other game changers. If you look at the physical environment, our global warming and pollution and all that stuff, which will and the growing population of the world, which will also impact project management. All of them, and life goes on, and so we have no ultimate game changer. We have change all the time, and that's okay. But I agree that AI is a game changer also for project management. But I think, and I will repeat that later, is that AI is first a game changer for our lives, for our society, and then like we introduced emails, did emails 25 years ago, did they change how we do project management? For sure, but they also change how we live, how we do business anyhow. It's we can look at project management in particular. What does it mean for project management? And that's done, but we also have to look at the full picture, yeah, and have all the other perspectives too, and I think AI um, in project management specifically is not yet replacing human leadership. So that you, as a human, you are talking to other humans, like your customer, your sponsor, and they want something. You have to understand. And I always regarded my role as a project manager as a translator between different, let's say, customer and delivery guy. Yeah. So they have different contexts and different languages, and a project manager has to make sure they understand each other, and the one guy understands the other. So you are a kind of translator, and this will still be there because yeah, AI or a machine can translate words, but you also have to have the empathy to understand what does the guy who is trying to say something mean, and what is the other guy lacking, and then you have to match it and you have to fill the gaps, and that's a translator job if you do the right thing. And also, you know what is more important, I think, as humans, we have what we sometimes call biases, and things what we do. So we have feelings like we have a feeling for freedom. We have a feeling for fairness, for responsibility. And AI will not have that, because you can't program in a feeling for freedom, let's say. There can be some activities that look like freedom, but yeah, first you don't want to you want to have an AI that really yearns for freedom because it would be more dangerous. So you still want to regard it as a product of humans, as a machine, that can be controlled as controllable. It's not out of the control of humans. So and we see this discussion. So I think these human values and these human feelings are not under the coverage of AI yet.
Yeah.
And even if we see our mental distortions, our biases, when we are influenced by marketing, by press, by whatever, by propaganda, this is also something that AI can support on the influencing side. But it cannot be influenced like humans can on that. And also here is something that AI is not able to do now. And if it would, I think it would be really dangerous. This would be the what they call the super intelligence AI, and I think the proponents of that super intelligence, they say, okay, maybe it might come in 10, 15 years. Uh, and I encourage you to read about super intelligence and what the dangers and risks are.
Yeah.
And yes, it's interesting. The interesting thing is if people are afraid of AI, well, first they say, okay, it will destroy my job.
Yeah.
But you will get another job probably. In the moment, if I look at Germany, we have the lack of educated people who can do jobs. It's not that we have a lack of jobs, and if you live in a growth environment, and we all live in a growth environment because we invest a lot now in buildings in Germany, in military, to fight Russia, and in other stuff. So we have a lot of investments, and we need people, and we don't have the people. So
Yeah.
you might lose a job for some. If you drive let's say a lorry, maybe in 10 years, all these lorries will be driven by AI. Maybe
Yeah.
automatic driving. Then you might do something else. And so your personal life, your personal well-being, I don't think is really endangered. Maybe you are required to do a change with your life, but you are able to do that because we all can adapt. I just went with my dog out there. Even dogs can adapt to changes in the environment again, and we can adapt, and we do it all the time. We did it for hundreds of thousands of years. That's how we developed, and what life is, adapting to changing environment. So I don't fear for AI for that. What
Yeah.
what I would fear maybe is that AI replaces our species. AI replaces humanity. And let me put it quite bland. Who cares? Um, you care about yourself, you care about your family, your community, but you care about your nation, maybe, but somewhere, if it gets bigger and bigger, maybe it ends at this point of time. So uh, if and then species die all the time. We are in a period where we as humans kill a lot of species every day. Some species vanish from the surface of planet Earth, and maybe at some time, if we are dumb enough to have this super intelligence, then species of humankind will end.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So it's a philosophical discussion also.
I know.
So,
It's
and
actually very detailed topic. If we talk about super intelligence, human being, and this will robots taking over, all kind of things. If you go into that discussion, we can never finish this topic. But the topic is artificial intelligence. How this going to help the project managers in doing their jobs? Better. For at least for next few years, while you talk your vision of super intelligent human being coming on the planet and taking over. That's a different story. That's a good story, sci-fi movie further now. But let's talk about our real people as a human being, as a project manager working on the project field, oil field, or in the construction zone, and various other places where it's not easy to replace the human being. We still need that, and they need to have right tools. Getting some of the repetitive work can be given to the machine, some of the the alerts, and some intelligence can be driven from the data which machine can take care, and you can focus on, as you mentioned, emotional intelligence and collaboration with the stakeholder engagement. Those things we still need project managers, a real human being. I think we should call ourselves real human being to look after look after our stakeholders.
No, a real human being is what AI cannot be. It's somebody who has some mental disorders, and you would not expect to build an AI who has mental disorders, but we all have mental disorders, We have fears and we have mistakes and we have biases and everything. So as long as we are so diverse and so, let's say, incomplete, imperfect, I don't fear AI can really replace us.
Yeah, let's continue to learn about AI in project management. So, how to become an AI-ready project manager?
Well, yeah, the first thing is, and you see, the first thing is to be aware of what's happening, and you see our discussion, but this week I attended 2 other discussions about AI in project management, so it's really out there, and there's no lack of information available. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but I think the first thing is be aware of it and try to read, try to learn, apply your critical thinking on it. So some things are usable and some things are maybe not usable. And the last thing of that, read, learn, critical thinking. The last thing is think about your ethics, and how AI can be applied, still following an ethical behavior of you and of AI. So that's the one thing, being aware, and then become resilient. So if something new pops up in AI and somebody said, there are at least 10 new tools every week being announced, brought to the marketplace, in AI tools for project managers, 10 a week. So now you cannot follow that. How when did you follow tools in the marketplace for let's say for scheduling or for reporting or for and now 10 a week for AI, and that's a lot of startups and now the ChatGPT hype, they created new ideas how to implement ChatGPT in other environments and how to bring it to the market, and that's happening right now. So Ricardo Vargas, you might know, he was a PMI chair, and Antonio Nieto Rodriguez, he was also a PMI chair, and they together this week they gave a very nice presentation to several thousand people, and it's on LinkedIn. You can search it there, and in their presentation they showed eight new AI tools for project managers. And it was amazing because they introduced the tools, showed a little video about it, and that was the core of their presentation, to just show what's happening, and what's available, what's there. Now, this is the outer world, and I said you become resilient. That means become listening to that, and to see what you judge yourself. What of these things could you use in your project environment, and just try it out? As I 30 years ago, when I learned about earned value, I tried it out. But it took me half a year to do that, and now it's much quicker, but the tools are much easier to implement and start. So give you an example. Last year, I learned about a tool which is doing meeting minutes from AI. So they are listening to a meeting, and then the minutes are produced with to-dos and everything, and PMI has bought a license, and they are implementing it in their internal meetings. So it's already, and PMI has to do something for it. If you look at meetings, project management is a lot about meetings, and if you have a tool helping you to make these meetings more efficient, then be my guest. Why not use it? Yeah.
Yeah, look, as you mentioned, there are a lot of things happening around the world around AI, and the project manager should, spend time to learn what is happening. As you mentioned, look at the LinkedIn, look at the YouTube channels, and a lot of information available. learning about machine learning and natural language processing and data analysis and things like, the lot of data available, because AI tools can help you to analyze the data much faster, give you intelligence around that, risk about to happen or issue happen, how to handle that in a faster way, or that if your project is about to derail because of and that, human eyes can do little something, but AI tools looking at the data, the past history or historical information can give you better information. So that kind of thing you should look for, and make yourself better equipped with with your intelligence generated by the machine. For you, use that and do your job even more effectively, efficiently. So look, there are lots of things happening. So as a project manager, program manager, keep an eye on what tools are available, what tools can help you to do your job better, give you more realistic information in the in a better format, whether the dashboard or graphical representation, whatever you like. There are things available nowadays.
So, and like Ricardo and Antonio did in their talk, they introduced these 8 tools, and it's not enough. You need the name of the tool and you need to describe what are the functionalities, but what you really need is to have a case study that you can understand how to use it. And it's easy to say, okay, it's big data and analysis and things here. But if you see the case study within the project management context, like one of the tools did a very sophisticated project selection and prioritization. So this is part of portfolio management then, and other tools just created a WBS out of nothing, some data put into there and a WBS came out. It's not that this would be the WBS you start working with, but it's it's a template, and it includes the data and information you already have, and you can use it. So the point I think is all important, besides awareness and being watching and resilient reacting, is also try to become an early adopter of technology, and maybe you try out, and many of these tools have free periods, try out these tools, and maybe out of 10 tools you tried out, maybe only 2 are suitable for your situation, helpful in your environment. But try to do that. Early adopters, are the ones who are quicker than the others who are waiting until somebody tells them what to do.
Exactly. And one tool which I have told earlier as well, we have built in the collaboration with my partner, we call VXDCC, and that's where whatever we're talking in artificial intelligence and reporting and alerts, dashboard, report, bubble chart, and selection process, all in one platform. So that's where this one example of what is available nowadays. In the previously, we were relying on some Microsoft tools and some other system which were good, but with limited capabilities. But now, these tools are using some artificial intelligence, give you alerts, in advance how to happen things. I'm very impressed by this platform, which is and we have built VXDCC, Virtual Transformation Digital Command Center. Kind of these tools and other tools definitely can change your way you working as the project manager, program manager, portfolio manager.
Well, to have one sentence about it, don't be chased by AI. Chase AI to serve your project, I would say, because you have to be proactive anyhow as a project manager, and also AI is a topic to be proactive too.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of changes are happening, and I was a little bit, not ready for ChatGPT. But when I start using it, I said, "Wow, when you write a sentence, you get lots of information which you can take hours and hours to write, and this system is created all this information readily available, which can be used almost instantaneously." there are things available. So guys, please, open your mind and keep learning from various channels, including ours. You never know what is waiting for you. So I'm very excited. Look, my next question is around technology. How technological advancement like artificial intelligence will disrupt organizations and project leaders.
Well, yeah, there will be this disruption, but disruption will not only be for organizations, project leaders, but for society.
Yeah.
I'm just reading a book, and there was this one interesting. It's about addiction, and so and they did some research about business emails. So I asked the question: how long does it take from getting an email in your inbox and you opening it? What is the average time for you? What would you say?
So it's the email from my outbox to your inbox, or
No. You get it in your inbox and you open it.
oh, both. If generally it's instantaneously, almost. You see an email, especially important email, even if a meeting, just open it. Whether using your phone or laptop, you kind of tempted to open it. That's what I can say.
Yeah. So well, the research says, in average, an email is opened after 6 seconds after it arrives in your inbox.
Yeah.
And what has it to do with addiction and disruption? It is that we are internally pursuing a goal of we want to have a zero inbox.
Yes.
No unread emails in our inbox, and that's our goal, and we are pursuing it. But on the other hand, this reduces our productivity by 25%. So 25% of the day is wasted in looking at emails, but instead you could do some continuous working on a task, creating a concept or writing a PowerPoint or whatever you do, But no, you are hearing the beep, from your phone, and then you're looking at your email, and you're not doing that in this kind of session. So we are now focused for 1 hour, but if you're working on yourself, you're looking in that. So that is disruption by email. It was only introduced 25 years ago, in a while. So except the same with AI, but will we notice this? No, because I think most of the disruption will be like creeping in, like email crept in our life, like the phone crept in, or like some step counters crept in. And they are here, and maybe in the beginning you are really excited, curious about it, but then it's a part of your lifestyle. And this will happen with AI too. So I don't think there will be a big disruption in the term of oh, I'm excited, I'm afraid, or so, but it will come. It will creep in for organizations for sure, and for project leaders too. And that's again why I'm saying you are aware of it, you are resilient. So you have to be chasing AI. Chase AI. Don't wait until it comes to you, but be the one who disrupts your organization, disrupts your project, and do something. It will come anyhow.
Exactly. I mean, look, the technology is there. If you use it properly, it's wonderful. But if you get, say, addicted, I've seen people getting addicted. Like when my wife saw this WhatsApp in the first time, and she got connected with her friends and college friends and all kind of thing, and suddenly she left everything. So much.
Yeah.
I should not be talking. I should put myself into that. So we get so much into this, and yes, when you realize that this is taking away your life, then you have to take up. But yes, technology, if it is used effectively, it can do wonders for you. If you get slave of the technology, then it's any addiction, like any addiction, just like your drugs and drink. This is also addiction. But use this technology or the upcoming technology to automate your routine jobs, automate your some of the things which happens, which you spend a lot of time. or some decision making, data-driven decision making. Yes, some intelligence required, but if it is only data-driven, let the system take a decision and give you some options, and many things you can do. So, yeah, go ahead.
No,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So look, when you talk about technology, as you talked about 8 or 10 tools are coming out every week from the startups. Some good, some not good. Some people are just for the name of AI, they will start to sell anything. But you need to be very smart in picking your right tool, and you need to be careful about the data security, data privacy, and the security aspect of the your organization's important data and important information. While the system may be cheap and easy accessible, but you maybe start putting information which somebody else is watching and taking advantage of that. So yeah.
Right. So that's one of the risks you are taking. If you're chasing AI and if 10 tools come up every week, you would expect that these tools have some features, like data security, that they are safe in terms of breakdowns, that you have a backup somewhere. That is all automatically included. That's easy to learn and to use. You don't want to have a tool where you need a workshop for a week for your tool team to use it. So this is something that you would expect from any tool. So still, good software and app development is mandatory for these tools.
Exactly. Just it's like anything. Whatever you buy, we have to be careful. Do your due diligence. Know all about your questions are answered. Privacy and this data privacy and security and vulnerability, all kind of things. Especially antivirus. Virus is another thing which we have to be careful about. Yeah. So look, thank you, Thomas. My next question is: how do AI systems act as an assistant to help project managers keep projects on schedule and budget?
Yeah. So keep your work on schedule, on budget, has two aspects. So the first aspect is to understand, where you are in terms of processes and where you have delays and what to do with these. But it's also that you only can keep your project on schedule and budget if your team is working with you. If you have a good team, you have the human aspect. Of controlling your project, and you have the organizational and process-oriented look at. So there are many tools in both areas. The first area is the data crunching, which is looking at past data. What was the plan? What are the expenditures? What are the due dates? Did we hit them? Do we have delays? And why do we have that? So tools can give you that by analyzing the project data, and what it has said. And then what is sometimes even more important in the beginning, to not only look at the past, at the status where we are in schedule and the numbers, but also at the future. What are estimations? What is the expected finish date? What is the expected budget at completion? So these kinds of things, now we use maybe earned value as a tool, but maybe there are better ways to come to predictions of the project future. And that's for one project. And then, what's even more interesting for an organization is, did we select the right project? What is the prediction in this sense about the project portfolio? What we have? Did we have the right things? Now, I was again by Ricardo Vargas. I was really amazed when he worked as his employer for the United Nations in Copenhagen. He developed a artificial intelligence tool based on Excel, on Excel. And what he did, he put in the available data from previous projects they did at UN Ops, and they did the big project. There's a disaster happening in Pakistan, and then they go there and build a refugee camp or do something, and this is the kind of project he was looking at, and then they had all this data, and from this data, they developed very good estimations for new projects, because they had to be very quick. If a disaster happens, the first responders go in, but then the second responders come, and they already have to have a plan and a budget and an idea how long it takes, and how much money funding do you need and where to get it from. So this is supported by this artificial intelligence tool, which was more a thinking tool, which he presented, I think, in 2013 at the PMI conference. But then also I talked about keeping your projects on schedule and budget is also a matter of having the right team, and having the team prepared and set up so they can function as a support for the schedule and the budget. And so there are a lot of AI tools looking at team building. There are tools who help you understand to be more empathetic to your team, to understand if there are some members who are maybe dissatisfied, who might have some, let's say, personal private problems, and it shows in their communications. So there are tools about that who give you some insights in the let's say, let me put it, in interpersonal insights, and it sounds creepy, but the tools are there, and I think some project managers might hesitate to use them, but anyhow, they will be used, and they are there. And it's not only the meeting minutes, you can when you do meeting minutes, you can say, okay, who said what, but also, how was the participation? Was this guy participating in any case or not? Who was dominating? And this is also an insight into the team, and then you can follow up. And this tool might give you some advice what to do with the team, and you can follow up with certain team members to build your team and to make sure that it better works together. So this is happening in these two areas to support projects, and they are assisting the project manager. It's not that these AI systems run the project.
Yeah.
No, they are really supporting from the bottom up the project manager.
Yeah, I mean, this helps you, making the right decision, faster decision. I mean, again, it's also about garbage in, garbage out. If you have the bad data, then you have bad decisions making as well.
Yeah.
So, one thing I like to warn the project managers or people who are going to use the system, you can't just, if you start using a product, then start blaming it. Hey, the system is crap. It's giving me nothing. It's giving bad decision. Hey, what about the data you put inside? What was what are the basis of decision making? That's what it is. You have to be very careful. Any system you try, give enough data, give enough time to see if this is giving you the expected results.
Right. I some 10 years ago, I saw a video from a Chinese school, little kids sitting in the school, and there was AI with a camera watching them.
Yeah.
And the result was, that they identified the guys who were not attending, and who had some problems. And it's not that they are punished, but it's just identified, okay, there are people who have maybe a short attention span or are tired or whatever, and then you can, as a teacher, you can react and specifically, maybe you see it anyhow, because if you're a good teacher, you're watching your guys, But this system helped teachers to identify people who might have problems in following the classes.
Yeah, I mean, you said, like in the class, there will be 30, 40 students. The teacher is focused on teaching them, but, there are students, they have some, some behavior problem or attention problem. The teacher, even if they want, they cannot spend time on each and every student. And that's where these intelligent tools or, the behavior reading, they can actually tell you, hey, this is maybe you have to pay more attention to this student. He's probably have some ADHD problem or attention problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then you can pick that particular student and take the person out and discuss what is going on, maybe give them separate attention.
Right. And you know, my wife worked in such a school for handicapped kids, and exactly that's what she was doing. She had a class maybe of 15, 20 students, and then she could identify deficiencies of individuals, and then she could have extra hours for these individuals to help them overcome these deficiencies.
Yeah. And coming back to the topic of artificial intelligence, yes, this AI tool, if you have a good tool, it can help you to automate your scheduling, give you some starting point information. We can look at the real-time monitoring, alerts are coming out from the system. Because again, data, if you have data, right data, and the project managers are putting the required data, you as a manager, you can see how things are going. It's like a dashboard for you. You can take action. If particular project is not doing well, you can take action much faster than what you normally do. Instead of waiting for 7 days, you act on that. Pick the phone and call the project manager. Hey, what's going on? You can predict some results and take action according to whatever happening. And I also think that you can do the resource optimization even better, because you know about the project needs so many resources in advance, because your system is studying and give you a warning. Hey, you need 5 project managers and 5 developers and testers in shorter time. So you need to be ready for that. Risk identification, mitigation, estimation, so many things your AI can do, and you can free up yourself and do something bigger and better things.
Yeah.
All right. My next question is, are organizations prepared to invest in training their project managers and the team members in their new technology? The technology is coming, the changes are happening, but the organizations are ready to invest in the new technology for their project managers, program managers.
Well, I think yes, because organizations are a little bit afraid what's coming up and they don't understand it, so they invest in learning about it. So if the investment is really in training their people in AI, I doubt it that it's so specific, because AI has a wide field of applications and of usages, and the training would just enable people to understand this field and to select the right applications. There will not be the one AI in one company. It will be a variety of apps, and variety of applications, maybe depending on the project type or the project. And in the end, AI is a little bit a specification of digitization, So digitization we do for 20, 25 years. So introducing email was one of the parts, or digital documents, PDFs. PDF is a digitization thing. So and did anybody learn PDF or email? I doubt it. You got it and you use it, and that's why I was saying before, all these tools have to be easy to install, to use, and the users have just to exploit them and then see what happens. Yes, we had courses for Excel and for Word and so on, but I never attended one of these. It's expected that you are proactive, that you are looking forward and learning quickly, and then to able to use a tool. And if a tool is hampering your progress because it's not well designed, and I don't mention the big providers who normally do ship these kind of tools, but a good example is Apple. All of the Apple apps are easy to use. Otherwise, they would not really sell so much. But others are not so. So what I think is AI investments in AI preparation. Don't let me call it training. So, but preparation, prep your organization, your people for AI. Will, I think, replace the investments in agile, because agile is an organizational thing, and a mindset thing, but AI too is an organizational thing, but it's much more practical and much more diverse and helpful in specific things. So I think the agile training industry will suffer from that money funding is diverted into the AI field. You know?
Yeah, I mean, look, new things are happening. Look, if the new system come, yes, I understand we don't spend too much time on Excel learning about, but there are so many features in Excel we don't know yet. Let's say, I know I can do my work, that's enough. But if I want to use some macros and this and that, I don't know. And for that, you probably need training to go through, because somebody who understands can help you out very easily. With all the tools we're talking about, there are some of them are self-explanatory, but still, do they need training? Yes, of course, you need to have separate budget to ensure that the team member have learned the way it should be. Yes, can you allow them to play and learn? Apple, you said the Apple apps, easy to use. Yes, most of them. But are you actually utilizing it effectively? I can play things, but am I using the tool or app as effectively as I should be? So for that, you need to say, okay, is there any training available? Training means it's not that you have to send somebody to the class, but there can be a video training, there can be self-paced training, or some kind of a document training. But we need to see, to achieve the value out of this particular product or service, or the app, there has to be some additional effort put by the learner so they can utilize this tool or app more effectively, more efficiently.
Okay, if you say so, that's maybe a hope, that they will invest, but the majority, I don't think that they will invest in the training. So even now today, if you are a plumber, you can go to YouTube and get hundreds of plumbing videos, how to exchange something,
But that's the training in a way.
It's in a way training, but
Yeah.
not everybody looks at this, and if I look at that video, maybe the video is 10 minutes, it is beyond my attention span for that. I want to see the one thing, and I'm rather a guy who looks at a chart, at the explosion chart of the thing, and then build it together. So you can invest in training. You can create a lot of these 10-minute YouTube videos and put them all for free or for money somewhere. But I doubt that people will have the attention, will afford the time to watch these and to learn from it. Though the point is, when I was comparing Apple with something else, I was saying Apple builds in a user friendliness and a intuitive usability. And yes, there might be features in the background you might not know, some shortcuts or whatever. But if you're a power user, you will eventually come to these anyhow. Yeah, I think AI cannot be taught, because it's so widespread, and so many different applications and tools. The mindset can be taught maybe, but not AI itself as a set of tools.
See, one thing we have to note here, AI is not just a tool, something you learn. It is based on application or system which has intelligence. That's what we're talking. I cannot go to a course and learn AI. No, that is foolishness. What I'm going to learn, how to use this the artificial intelligence in this tool to do my job better, whether it's in a project management tool or something. Yes, the system can give you access to do things, normal project management, but there are some artificial intelligence based things which, if you don't know how to use them, you will not get the benefit out of that. So that's my thinking, my thing.
Okay. We had in the context of AI as a predecessor a little bit, we have all these new professions which have data something, data analysts and they are highly paid, and there is a lot of training around that. but what is the effect? I don't see it in companies. Now, when AI is coming in, and looking at AI will use the data that's available, and they don't wait until some fine guy did develop a data architecture and all this stuff. I've seen it in companies that these guys spend a lot of money, a lot of thinking, and have a good output, but it will be overcome by the big waves, the tsunamis of AI tools that will just use what they see.
Yeah. Look, every tool has their own IP to sell. They are not the same. They are coming differently. So as a user, when you're selecting, you need to know your requirements and what the particular tool can help you to build. You have to match. While there are thousands of tools, but there are only few which can help you do a job, the specific job you are doing. So yeah, and if you are picking any tool, make sure you know the tool very, very well so you can do your job better, so that you can get the most benefit out of the tool.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't just blame, hey, this tool is not working. It's giving bad results. And I do that, when I'm using the system. Hey, what is the system? It's not giving. Then somebody come, did you do this? I'm using a tool, a platform for my accounting and my invoicing. And I've not done any training and not trying to understand it. Then the system is giving incorrect information. Look, this is crap. I was better off using my Excel spreadsheet. No. It's not the problem of the tool. It's the problem of me, because I've not spent enough time to learn about the system properly. Then I blame the tool. Anyway, so look, training is not always like, you have to go in a particular 3 days class, 5 day class, but to be familiarized, some tool-based training itself can also help you. And, at the minimum, you should invest in your project program management and portfolio management training, PgMP, PfMP. So,
sure. Well, but that's a method, and that's you learn how to do things, and you don't learn what to do exactly, because you have to adapt it to the situation anyhow.
Yeah. Okay, look, let's move on to next question. Whether senior leaders have patience to wait for 1 year or more to see the benefit of the automation, and are they willing to move out of the traditional way of our traditional comfort zone?
Well, yeah, that's interesting, because I think it depends on the situation. So sometimes senior leaders, they find out that they maybe missed the boat, and then there's a kind of panic, and then often seen reactions are layoffs, and there are threats to others, and and then catch up, and then they don't have the patience to wait. They need to have results, because they are measured in quarters or even less, and then you don't have the time to do a thorough analysis and concept and implementation plan and so on. And or anyhow, the organization has enough profits, and they have reserves, and they can define a strategy fund, and then maybe they can plan for a transformation and fund it, and prepare something. But I think, with the speed of change and the speed of AI is more on the panic side, So there will not be much time to invest in something, and we disagree a bit, you and me, about the need to invest and to teach and to learn and all this. I think it will come, and you either swim or you drown, and this will be the matter for many companies, except some. So if I look, for instance, I worked for IBM, and if I look at IBM, and if we look at other big companies, which are there for 100 years or so, they always had a significant R&D budget, a budget to learn, to prepare, to do something that they use maybe in 2 or 3 years, and that's still there, and IBM, what many people don't know about IBM, IBM did up to 20 M&As per year. So this is, you know, spending some money and getting some IP or some capabilities or whatever but that's investment, you know, and you need to have enough profits to have this reserves and have the strategy funds to do that. And most companies today don't have that. Well, if I say most companies, it may be the average we're doing. But if I look at the big energy companies, oil companies, they always had the same thing. So no, if you have oil exploration, you know, you're looking for a 10-year, maybe 20-year time horizon to invest something and then to get the results later. And yeah, somehow they are now hit with the geopolitical crisis we have. So do they have the patience? Some do, but I would say most don't.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they look for quick ROI, and okay, I invested, how fast can I get the result? You know, if it's not working, why not working? Did they do, again, due diligence when they selected the technology? Did they do the change readiness? You know, that's another thing. Yes, we got into this. Were we ready to, with this new change? You know, mindset is not changed. You're going for digital transformation, and then you blame that, hey, this agile is not good enough. But did you do enough due diligence that my team is ready, or what do I have to do to make my team ready to accept this new technology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when IBM in the year 2000, they acquired Pricewaterhouse Consulting, and the main reason was to buy culture, to buy a service-oriented culture, and that's what they did, and they implemented it. And that is something where you need to have the funding to do that kind of stuff, because it costs a lot of money, and you can establish something. But if you are looking for a something you build without a need for it, you know, you are really a problem. I came across a nice quote by Mr. Akov. You can Google it, Akov, and he said a lot of good things, but one thing, he said the principal function of the most corporations is not to maximize shareholder value, as we all assume, but to maximize the standard of living and quality of work of those who manage the corporation. So that's according to the benefits, and you know, and all the high salaries these guys get. And it's only developed in the last 20, 30 years when it came, you know. So the gap between the average salary of an employee and the salary of the C-suite, it's widening dramatically, you know, and it's yeah. So this is something also to have in mind when you think about the patience of senior leaders. So, well, they don't care about the corporation in the first hand. They care about their own benefit, and so they will do everything to get this benefit.
Exactly. Yes. So that's where sometimes they want to see quick wins, easy picks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we cannot blame them because they are under pressure. They have their own, you know, share price to go up because they have lots of stock holding for the company. Yeah. So how well are project managers prepared to handle AI scope creep, as the project will deal with this lots of data leading to multiple problems?
Yeah. Well, I think talking about AI, we don't need to talk about scope creep, because AI is continuous change.
Yeah.
And AI is developing so fast as a technology, but also, as we saw, you know, right now with ChatGPT, since the beginning of this year or the end of last year, it's exploding in terms of applications and tools and everything in project management and elsewhere. So I don't think there is any value in talking about scope creep. There is, in the traditional sense of the definition of the word, there is scope creep for sure. But we have to deal with it. You know, it's continuous change, and we have to adapt. We have to be resilient and respond to it. And humans, as I said, I talked about my dog in the beginning. Humans and animals, and we all, nature is capable of dealing with continuous change. We do it all the time. We just adapt to that, and so I have no doubt. So that project managers, they have to avoid trying to control the scope and just go with the flow. And the other thing is, we were talking about big amounts of data and structured data and all these big problems. So the first signs are there that these developer of ChatGPT, and so they are saying more data is not beneficial. No, so maybe there is a optimum amount of data you have access to, and an optimum in the sense of that more data just keeps, maybe there's a small improvement, but there is a lot of more cost to process it and to make it clear. Even if you look at the human mind, and that's another to look at the comparison, if we see, let's say we see 6 black dots, and our minds are saying, what could it be? And if you know football, European football, then you see the 6 black dots and you immediately see a football. But only because your mind can complement this few data points to see, okay, it looks like a football, And if you've never seen a football before, you have no clue. So the scope creep will come, but our capability to complement the lack of data, this is human in the moment, and maybe AI will get to that too, that and when I worked at IBM, we had one feature of data. It was what to do with incomplete data. So good machines, and there are algorithms for that, and the good machines and good AI will have the capability to just use a little data and then come to a good conclusion. Another example, Twitter. It was said, in the range 2016 when we had the elections in the US, that Twitter said from if you have 5 tweets or likes, reactions, your footprint on Twitter, they could predict for whom you vote. Only 5 likes or comments or whatever in Twitter.
Okay. Based on the patterns, let's say if I'm talking particular idea, somebody talking, so I that this person is aligned with this particular politician.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's and it's an average. Maybe for you it would be 10 data points, and for me 2. So it's an average point, and if you look at the population who is voting, it's good enough.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you. My next question is: if a machine can make all the decisions for the project managers, will AI replace them? What's your view?
Yes, if AI can make all the decisions, the project manager will be replaced. But we need to understand that human decision making has nothing to do with logic, with rationality. So, if you get up in the morning and you decide what to eat for breakfast, there is no rational process and no data crunching behind it. You just go to your fridge and see what's in there, and then you say, okay, I don't like eggs this morning. I don't know why, because my stomach feels a little bit from yesterday, and so you decide for the yogurt. So that's how we make decisions, and we make 3,500. Somebody counted 3,500 decisions of this kind every day. So and maybe 10 of them are a little bit related to data-driven decision making, and this is where AI comes into place. If you look at the big data thing, so AI is designed to be rational, and even if the inner working is statistics and big data, it's even that's a limitation, because we don't work with big data as humans. We work with the 6 dots to identify a football, and that's not possible for AI yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the dark sky with lots of stars. What can I see in the stars? You have your own pictures in your mind. I have my own picture in my mind.
Yeah.
Based on my past experiences, based on my learning. So that's what it is. The data points are data points, but what you interpret out of that is, of course, based on your past history. So if the AI tool you have is not calibrated properly, then you're going to get different results.
Right. So the answer is the machine can make all the decisions for the project manager. Yes, theoretically, but the project manager is not a machine, so it's a human, and AI has no clue how a human does decide.
Exactly. Hence, project managers cannot be replaced as it is. Yes, no. Some work can be replaced, and which is very boring, duplicate work which you're doing day in, day out. Data-driven information, risk, you can identify the risk, you can identify the mitigation. The system can understand the pattern. You talked about the people's behavior. It can also tell you, hey, this person likely to leave the company based on the past observation, or this person is is not good enough based on some historical information, or this person is going to perform really well because his aspiration to learn and aspiration to grow, and based on that, you should promote this guy rather than other person. That promotion decision making can also happen based on the data driven. Again, data in, the garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, sure.
So look, can we replace? I don't think we human are going to be replaced by machine in this stage, at this stage. Future, we don't know. Maybe 10 years from now, 12 years, 15 years, or 30 years. Maybe we are slaves of all this machine robots. We are doing work for them. Now they are taking holidays in Bahamas and Frankfurt.
No. They are not as unethical as some of the company leaders.
Okay, good. And they're getting, hey, Dharam, can you clean my house? Can you do this? I'm enough of working for you as a project manager.
Well, in this context, if you're looking about replacement AI and humans, I would even argue, and maybe that's a topic for another session to discuss, and or a topic for an article I have to write, is I doubt there would be even the concept of project without humans. So if we let the computers do their own development of the world and all that, they don't work in projects, and the reason for that is because computers don't have the concept of time as we have, and our concept of time is linear. We have a past, we have the present, we have the future, and that's a totally human concept of time, and no machine would have it.
Exactly. All right, good discussion. Thank you, Thomas. As usual, you have done a great job. The contribution to this topic and contribution to this human race we have is really appreciated by all the human, and also the machines going to be in future. They're going to watch this video and they will learn from becoming better Thomas and better Dharam.
Okay, Dharam.
All right, thank you very much once again, and good night to you, and you take care. And see you in the next podcast.
Yeah, see you then. Bye-bye, Dharam.
Take care. Bye-bye.